We do that all the time. You bring your trash here before you leave. This is today's the 24th of December, so tomorrow is Christmas Day, and this is a trucking school. It's almost noon time, 12 o'clock. So as you can tell, here is where you start a new life. When you struggle with your life, you get fired, you get bored, you have a job that companies merge, companies close, you cannot pay your bills, you have divorce, you get sick, you get injured, you have legal disputes, you get medical illness, you get medical problems, somebody in your family have cancer, somebody is sick. So you end up on a skid row, very poor, indigent, and you need to make money. Here is where you start the $1 million trip. Yes, you can get rich here. All these people, I started like that. When I started, I have 2 doctorate degrees, published too many books, have a great life, working as a physician, as an engineer, as a teacher, but you have bad things happen to you. And you fall down to the bottom and you come back. Here is the way you come back. Those people, this truck here, this is what you call it, the backup portion of the driver license training. This is, you come here to the school after you pass the knowledge written test and you get a permit from the state to be able to get trained on trucking. You have, after the knowledge written test and you get the permit, you start from a backing. Here is the backing portion. You have 3 portions: backing, inspection, and the driving. So the backing, it takes you 2 days. Like this guy here, the first one, he goes front and back, front and back. Going back with a truck is not easy. It's not a car, it's 2 units. So you have, here you have 5 axles. In the car you have 2 axles. You have a link in the middle, so going back is not as easy as you think. You're required to look at the mirrors. You have to have a long vision, look at the front. You have to have a reference, know how to use references to be able to find your way back. Backing a truck like backing a car is a nightmare. These are the Rockies, trying to find that aeroplane that's causing. Can you see it? It is almost gone. Let us see, right here, right here. No, it's not. Okay, we'll go back again to the school. So that is what we call it, straight backing. And when you advance, when you master straight backing, it takes you 2-3 hours, you start doing angle backing. Here, everybody is doing straight backing because those are just the very beginners. Straight backing is a very earliest part of the training. This person here is not doing angle. He is doing straight backing, but he is exaggerating because he still doesn't have the senses of a trained person. This is how a new person does. So somebody is telling him to steer the other way. He wants to get the back. His back is hitting the nose, the cones. So somebody is telling him you have to go forward first, straighten the truck and the trailer before you go backwards. And here they are going to do the angle backing in this portion. Look at the cones in the ground right here. You come back straight, then you make an angle, you make a right or left, and you go straight, and you have to go back with an angle. This is the aeroplane I am looking for. Still cannot get it out of the way. Every minute here you are going to have an aeroplane. I can see it with my eyes, I cannot see it with the camera. After you do the straight backing, or in the same time, you have a truck in the back for inspection, which means you have to identify the systems under the hood, and under the system means the suspension, the lubrication, the cooling, the drive, which is the engine, the steering, and how to identify the leaks, the cracks, the integrity. Exactly what I just stated is that how you train on. And then, of course, in the beginning it's very hard because you think it's complicated. It will take you years after that. Every day you learn something new. You might skip the leak parts, and then you discover later on that you have a leaking axle in the drive. The oil is coming out from the axle, and you don't know what to do with a leaking axle, not an engine, because the axles, they have to have oil. The oil is sealed. You have to make sure that if the axles don't have oil, if they dry out, they get hot, and you have a fire in the back under the trailer on the truck, because the oil of the axle dried out. So here, as you see, they are brand new. Just to try to go straight back and forth. He knocked a cone here on the ground, but that is what you do when you learn. Here he stopped the truck, but he left the wheels steered in a different direction. You are supposed to align the steers. And after you learn how to back the truck, how to inspect the truck, the driving part is very painful, but I failed in it 2 times out of 3. If you fail 3, you will have 6 months before you can come back. You have to drive in the city streets, you have to drive in the highway, and you have to drive in the mountains. In my days, the reason I failed, we did not have automatic trucks those days. All days, everybody have to have 10 gears. You have to know how to clutch up and clutch down. Clutching up is easy. All you have to do is to press the accelerator. You get the idle right, and you move the gear up. But when you slow down or lower the gear, is a nightmare. First, you have to lower the gear, to lower the RPM to the what you call the sweet point, which is 1200 RPM, revolution per minute. You shift it down, you put the gear in neutral, then you rev the engine, you get the idle back, 12 or 1400 RPM, then you move the gear. If you mess up the synchrony of the gears, you will never be able to get the gear in, and you struggle. If the truck stalls from you when you drive on a stop sign, when you cannot get the truck back in gear, I failed twice on that part, on how to shift the truck up and down.